Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I don't think the Democrats quite know what to do about Black Americans this election season, because they see a change that they haven't seen in 40 or 50 years. And that's Black people not being sure that they are going to vote for the Democrats, or being absolutely sure that they are not going to vote for the Democrats. So I feel like the Democrats really should stop relying so heavily on Black voters. They keep telling us that we're only, 14% of the population? And you got a major political party depending on 14% of the population. So they need to fertilize some other soil among some of these other groups of people. Black Americans have the prerogative to vote for whomever they want to vote for, and shouldn't be pressured into voting for one political party over the other one when they're clearly saying, you haven't done anything for us. You haven't done anything to earn our vote. So expecting loyalty from people when they're telling you that you haven't earned their vote is really disrespectful to the voters. Now, this election cycle, I have made up my mind, and my decision is to not vote for Donald Trump. I will not vote for Donald Trump. But at some point in the future, if the Republicans put up a candidate that's more responsive to the needs of Black Americans, I would certainly vote for that Republican. As I have said, I come from a Republican voting family. But the Democrats really are going to have to wean themselves off of Black voters in terms of 95% voting for them. Because I think that ship has sailed. Because, not only are Black people adamant about this, who say they're not going to vote for the Democrats, they are really adamant about it. They are not going to vote for the Democrat. I think a lot of people really don't like Kamala because they say she's not Black. She says she's Black. Somebody says she's Black. Somebody else says she wasn't Black. I don't care about that. But a lot of people do care about that. And then some Black men have acknowledged they don't like the fact that she's married to a white man. So they're not going to vote for her. So I don't know that she can even count on 80% of Black voters at this point. But if she got 78, that's a good chunk of votes. And that ought to be enough. Go out there and get somebody else to vote for you besides Black people. Now I'm going to show you what kind of perturbed me about this Democrats expecting Black folks to vote for them. And this comes from Politico. Harris needs incredible turnout among Black voters, but there are warning signs. So see, depending on Black people, incredible turnout. What about the Asians? What about the Indians? What about the Jewish people? Her husband is Jewish. And what about her white friends? There should be somebody loyal to this party besides Black people, because who are they doing things for? Those people ought to be loyal, not Black people, since Black people are saying, you haven't done anything for us. What have you done for me lately? Vice President Kamala Harris outlined her vision for hard work in the future when she headlined a dinner at the 53rd Annual Legislative Conference hosted by the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation in Washington on Saturday, an allusion to the final campaign stretch that lies before her. So she's speaking at a Congressional Black Caucus banquet. I'm sure that's what it was. The Congressional Black Caucus has served as the conscience of the Congress and of our nation, and as a proud former CBC member, I know that America relies on the leaders in this room, not only for a conscience, but for a vision, Harris said in a 9-minute address before lawmakers, congressional staff, and activists. And by the way, one of the things that some black people really have a problem with Kamala Harris is because they feel like she's riding in on the coattails of black people. And so I'm not going to dispute that because they might be right. The hard work, which Harris also calls joyous, starts with the vice president's ability to make an effective policy pitch to black voters, particularly those outside urban areas, and mobilize them to get to the polls in November. Driving up black voter turnout is crucial to her chances of winning in swing states across the country. Yeah, driving up black voter turnout is crucial to any Democrat that wants to win. But again, they need to be listening to what black Democrats are saying, because it's not the old-timey Democrats that are running the show now, unfortunately for them. Furthermore, this is not the last election, contrary to what Donald Trump has said. There's going to be another election in 4 years, and there are probably black Democrats just like me that I'm not going to vote for Trump, but next time around, they might have a Republican that I would vote for. So the Democrats ought to already have something on the books that we can look back and say, well, yeah, the Democrats did this or the Democrats did that last term. So it's not just about this election, it's about elections to come. Now, this is the part that really got me because they're doubling down on it. If we can get the turnout in rural Georgia, in rural North Carolina, rural Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, where we've got sizable pockets of black and brown voters, it puts less pressure on our urban areas, and it really allows us to run up these scores. Democratic National Committee Chair Jamie Harrison told Politico earlier at CBC Week is going to be the reason why Kamala Harris is going to be elected 47th president. I really do not like that. We're going to pressure these black people, go to the rural areas and get these black people to the polls and run up the numbers so there's not so much pressure on the urban areas. See, the urban areas is where they're getting the pushback from black voters. So they're going to go and try to pressure the people that are living in the rural areas. And look how many states they're counting on. Four states. Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. I mean, I support black people taking a stand with the Democrats, but I just really cannot go with them this year with Trump. And I'm not going to sit at home on the couch. So that just pretty much tells you where I am. But I do respect what they're doing. I'll put it like that. Don't y'all try to tell me what I need to do and calling me names, because it's not going to do any good. My husband makes the decisions around here. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. And have a wonderful evening. And leave a comment if you will.